back to the channel. I'm Adelaide.
I'm Mylko.
And this is our reaction video to the Resident Evil Village showcase from January 2021.
Yes, I'm personally really looking forward to this game. I've been a big Resident Evil fan since the PS1 days, since playing the first and second original games. And for Addie, your first one was it the remake of 2?
Yeah, that was my first experience with the game franchise compared to the movies, which got me into it initially a few years back. But I really enjoyed the remake.
I was going to say, you enjoyed yourself with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anyone's seen it on the channel, there were quite a few reactions from me when we were playing the game. Probably my first... Would that be my first horror game experience?
As one of them, yeah. Addie doesn't really do too well with horror.
No.
Which is really funny when you watch her experience horror games, either on here or on Twitch. It makes some pretty good reactions.
Some pretty big reactions.
Yeah. For me, I really enjoyed the remake of 2 as well, but my personal favourite was always 4. So I'm interested to see with Village. It looks like it's going back to that more gothic kind of setting with like villages and the churches and stuff like that. So I'm really excited about that, and I really liked what the previous Resident Evil did, where it took it back to almost like the originals, where it's more puzzle solving and the horror aspect over action. And the first person, actually, I really enjoyed, which you weren't too keen on the last one. It being first person kind of made it a bit more intense.
Yeah, it added a whole new level, if that's the right way to kind of put that to it. The intensity of the things playing out through the game was just a bit much. But, you know, it was still a fun time overall.
Yeah. Yes. So anyway, we're going to dive right into the reaction video. Please remember to leave us a like and subscribe if you do enjoy the video. And yeah, let's get to it. Alright.
Wow. Oh.
Yeah, so I'm thinking vampires and werewolves. I think that's what we said in our last kind of...
Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us today, and welcome to our Resident Evil showcase. I'm your host, Brittany Brombacher, here to give you a closer look into what Capcom has coming up for the Resident Evil franchise. We'll be kicking things off with some brand new content
loved hosting
and
this.
Yeah,
exclusive
100%.
first look at Resident Evil Village gameplay that you do not want to miss. So without further ado, let's get started.
I love her enthusiasm for the games.
Yeah.
It's infectious.
Oh, okay.
Hey now, think positively, all right? We talked about this.
I know. We hardly talk about anything else.
I'm really excited.
Castle Bell heralds danger.
Oh, the voice.
The bell tolls for us all. They're coming again.
Mother Miranda, I regret to inform you that Ethan Winters has escaped that fool Heisenberg. Because he is in my castle and has already proven too much for my daughters to handle. When I find him... No, Mother Miranda. Yes, of course, I understand the importance of the ceremony. I won't let you down.
A big hat.
I love the way that room looked.
Yeah. These games are like they look really
What
good.
the hell is going on here?
No. The place is full of nothing but blood.
As in visually?
Yes. Ooh.
So I like that it's castles. Ooh. Like some torture chairs. Imagine playing this in VR.
No. No, I do not wish to imagine.
She's really tall.
A baby?
Wow. Well, Ethan Winters. There you are.
How tall do you reckon she is?
Yeah, like she was full, like,
Yeah.
what's this called?
Ducking
under the doorway.
Doing a Mr. X.
Who the fuck are you? Let's see what you're really made of. Ethan Winters.
Who's that?
I don't know. For some reason I got Bloodborne vibes for a second.
That was amazing, but I still have so many questions. Like, when can I pre-order this thing? Perhaps producer Pete Fabiano has some answers for us. Let's see what he has to say.
Hey everyone, I'm Pete Fabiano, producer on Resident Evil Village. When we first announced Resident Evil Village back in June, we only mentioned PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and PC. I'm happy to announce we've been working hard to bring the survival horror experience onto current generation consoles as well.
Nice.
Resident Evil Village will also be coming to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, day and date with next gen. The PS4 version can be upgraded for free
That's
to
cool.
the digital
Yeah.
PS5 version.
I like when
And
games
the
are doing
Xbox
that.
One version gives you free access to the game on Xbox Series X through Smart Delivery. It's also my pleasure to tell you exactly when you can get your hands on the game. Resident Evil Village will be available worldwide on May 7th, 2021, with pre-orders kicking off today.
That's exciting.
That's really soon.
Alongside the standard edition, we have a few other options for the game. First, we have the Digital Deluxe Edition, available on all platforms. Players will be able to heighten their survival horror experience with extra content, including in-game items that call back to Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. There's also a collector's edition for consoles
It's Chris
that includes
Redfield.
all the deluxe
That's
edition
right. Chris
content,
Redfield
as
was
well
in
as a
the
striking
teaser
figure
trailer.
of Chris Redfield, a steelbook case, poster, and art book. And for those of you who haven't played the previous entry, we have the Resident Evil Village and Resident Evil 7 Biohazard bundle.
Oof.
This lets you get your hands
Resident
on the
Evil 7
world's
was
horror
so
film
good.
while you wait.
Play it
for
if you
Resident Evil
haven't.
Village. Pre-order any of these editions, and you'll be able to get your hands on both the Mr. Raccoon weapon accessory and their survival resource pack, which will offer additional
I
support.
saw the
during
first
few
picture they
hours of
showed
gameplay.
had max
Finally,
difficulty.
Digital pre-orders from the PlayStation
I'm wondering if they're
Store
locking
will receive an
the hardest
exclusive
difficulty
Resident Evil
behind like a
Village
pre-order
soundtrack.
bonus, which is weird. I'll have to have
All
a look.
right, I've been waiting for this. I know you've been waiting for this. It's time for the world premiere first look at Resident Evil Village gameplay. Alongside this first look, we have Pete Fabiano back to offer some insights as well. Let's take a look.
Now we're here to give you an exclusive first look at Resident Evil Village gameplay.
Captured on PS5.
Just like in Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, you'll be taking control of Ethan Winters. You'll make your way from the village to the castle. Players will need to get in and search for their kidnapped daughter. As you've noticed by now, Resident Evil Village keeps the first-person perspective. We think it really draws players into the detailed world we've created.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's more in your face, hey.
And you don't have that wider
That
scope.
spatial awareness.
Yes.
It's a nice change for the series.
This just looks beautiful though.
It does. It looks really pretty.
With such a contrast to what it will be
You'll
when
see a
things
lot
get
of those little
ugly.
details come to life here.
Like the reflections on the gold.
Mm.
The
The
lighting.
team put a ton of effort into creating a truly authentic feel.
How quiet is it, eh?
From art design to technology, everything ties in great and creates some beautiful visuals.
Oh, the way that crept
Now it's time to
in.
meet
Yeah.
some of the
That
castle denizens.
noise.
It's
As
like
you'd
behind
expect,
you.
A warm
Yeah.
welcome's not really what's in store for Ethan.
Oh.
Poor Ethan.
Oh.
Man blood.
Oh.
Remember in the first one he had his hand cut off?
Ah.
Actually, and his leg.
Let's take a look at him.
He's really tall.
Well, Ethan Winters. You escaped my little brother's idiot games, did you? Let's see how special you are.
What do you mean, little brother?
From the previous house.
Really?
Shifting
I'm
gears a bit,
assuming.
we're finally going to show off some combat.
Ah.
It's not just about shooting. Guarding will also be an important part of the game.
But it's just his arms.
As your favorite weapon in any game.
Each type of enemy
Oh my
has their own distinct way of
goodness.
fighting.
What
So
is
you need
that?
to change up your strategy to defeat them. Everyone knows what to do with red barrels, right?
They're like bloodborne enemies.
I'm like kind of
Some people
ducking.
remember a similar management system in Resident Evil 4. This time around, we've added crafting.
I
which
love
allows
that
you to create
item
items such as
management in
first aid
4.
and ammo.
You gotta like slot it into the physical
There's
space.
also an assortment of weapons to find and utilize throughout the game.
I've been waiting for you, Mr. Winter.
Is he a merchant?
How do you know my name?
Anyone who is anyone has heard of the likes of you.
The merchant makes a return.
Yeah.
This time he's known as the Duke.
What are
You'll be
you
going
buying?
in.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
what are you
Amongst
buying?
other
What are you selling, guy?
Yeah, except
That doesn't.
no, it doesn't look
The
like
director
him.
wanted to give him a unique look, and you'll often find him in different situations each time you encounter him.
This is so cool, especially since I started
He's
by
an
saying
interesting
4
fella.
was my favorite. Seeing the kind of similar elements. I really want a remake of 4.
I couldn't
Smash
tell.
away with your trusty knife.
Well, I play it
There's
like
plenty of
once a
items to
year.
find in your travel.
Oh, nasty.
Is that blood?
Ugh.
Wait, do you hear that? And we've also got extra objectives outside of the main ones. Of course, it goes without saying that there'll be plenty of puzzles to solve for players to move forward. Oh, and plenty of surprises to keep you on your toes.
Whoa. Dude.
Ah.
Run.
I haven't cut open a man in a while. Let me string you up, slice your jugular, and just
Run.
walk.
Did she like dash forward?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, that's one way to end the video. Now that we've
Oh,
shown you
okay.
what's in store
That's
for
it.
Resident
I want to
Evil,
see more.
let's take a look at the exclusive PlayStation 5 demo.
He did. So the demo's only on PlayStation 5. That's cool for people who actually own the console already.
Players won't be playing as Ethan, but as a character we're referring to as the Maiden.
Oh.
Unlike the actual game, this experience doesn't feature combat or even blocking.
You just have to run away. A lot of the last game was a lot of running. For me, anyway.
We're hoping to have players get a real feel for the visuals and audio as they take the Maiden on her journey to find a way out of the castle. And you can download the exclusive demo on PlayStation 5 today. Of course, we want as many people as possible to get a chance to play. So we'll have a separate new demo available on all platforms,
Okay.
ready for sometime this spring.
That's really considerate.
This year marks
Like,
the 25th anniversary
Understanding
of
the
the Resident Evil
situation around the
franchise,
consoles.
with the very first game releasing in Japan back on March 22nd, 1996. Since then, the series has expanded well beyond the realm
Probably
of
too
video
young to be
games.
playing the
From
game.
toys and board games to CG movies to live-action Hollywood films, Resident Evil has become a cultural icon. Resident Evil continues to offer surprises around every corner, so let's pass it along to producer Tsuyoshi Kanda to hear more about what you can expect in 2021.
Earlier this month, we started inviting players to join a closed beta test. The test won't happen until later next week, but I want to use this chance to reveal more details. With the 25th anniversary of Resident Evil coming on March 22nd,
His hands are kind of fun.
we are excited to celebrate this
I
milestone.
hand talk all
know,
the
that
time.
reminds me of
Last
you.
September, we showed off a piece of key art showcasing some of Resident Evil's iconic characters to start the celebration. Now, I'm happy to announce what was behind that. Let's take a look.
That's the police station from 2. Is this an online game? What is this?
Whoa.
Ariverse is one of the ways we're celebrating the 25th anniversary of the franchise, showcasing so many of the characters that fans love. It'll be available for free to anyone who purchases Resident Evil Village. So be sure to follow the Resident Evil social channels.
Those
for the
frog
latest
things
news.
from number 3.
And check out the official website for even more details.
On behalf of Massive Entertainment and Ubisoft, congratulations to the Resident Evil team on their 25th anniversary. We can't wait to get our hands on our reverse. For the occasion, we are bringing a celebration to our game, Tom Clancy's The Division 2. For a limited time, you will be able to collect some of the iconic outfits and items from the
that's
original
fun.
Resident Evil trilogy. Everyone that logs in during the event will get Leon Kennedy's Raccoon Police Department outfit as a warm-up. Now let's have a look at some of these.
I was going to say, are they going to show us what they look like in their game? Like, it's not enough to get me to play The Division, but if I was already playing the game, I'd be pretty keen on this. Infinite Darkness.
皆様こんにちは。バイオハザードの映像作品にてプロデューサーを務めています
Is that
Capcom
the
の小林です。
movie?
昨年発表しました
Yeah, the CG movie that they're doing.
CG アニメーションバイオハザードインフィニットダーク
I think
に
it's
つい
coming out on
てお話し
Netflix.
したいと思います。ゲームでおなじみのレオンとクレアが活躍する物語となっております。時間軸はバイオハザード4の後の、数年後のお話となっておりまして、レオンはスーツ姿で
RE4
とある場所でゾンビ事件に巻き込まれ
Yeah,
ます。
Netflix.
この作品はですね、Netflix にて全世界、配信になりますので
I'm excited for that.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm pretty keen.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
I really enjoyed Leon
Wow,
and
a lot's
2.
been happening,
Yeah.
and I hope you enjoyed watching. But if you missed anything along the way, don't worry. Keep an eye on the Resident Evil social channels and official website, which will be sharing everything from today's show. As a quick reminder, Resident Evil Village is available for pre-order starting today for the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X, Xbox One, and Steam for PC. And don't forget, PlayStation 5 owners get a sneak peek through downloadable content available worldwide starting today. It has been an absolute honor to celebrate the amazing Resident Evil leading up to its 25th anniversary with all of you across the globe. I'm your host, Brittany Brombacher, and thank you so much for watching. Until next time.
Awesome.
That was really cool.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they're bringing in elements from 4, like the merchant and the item management. It's kind of like you get a grid and you can expand it, and you have to fit. Each item has like a shape or a size, and you have to fit that into the grid. So I really liked organizing it, like having all my grenades in the one spot, having my healing items, and making it all neat. So, and then the look of it with the castle, and like it's got like that European sort of
feel to it.
Yeah, which again reminds
it's very
me of 4.
atmospheric. Like that was my big takeaway from watching this, was just the setting design. is just so like beautiful.
Oh, when you're in there with
I suppose that's the initial, when you first arrive, you first walk in, you first start checking it out. Obviously not sure at what point in the game you meet them, for lack of a better word.
Did we hear any names of who they are?
Other than the maidens and daughters, I don't think I caught the name.
She mentioned little brother, so I'm curious as to what's that
relationship, like who that was.
She was really tall.
Yeah.
She was massive.
It was good though.
So are they witches or vampires?
Yet to be seen, I suppose.
And they definitely look like werewolves, like out.
Well, the picture
has like the split.
Yeah, it had the face, and it had a bit of like a wolf.
Yeah.
It alluded to that anyway.
Those enemies were. It's kind of I keep comparing it to RE4 because it has, for me anyway, so many elements of that. But then it reminded me with the enemies and the location of Bloodborne. Because that's got a very like.
Or that unknown figure who came out with like the cowboy.
Yeah, he looked like a hunter.
I got that vibe too. So.
And then we've seen from the teaser that Chris is somehow involved in the game.
Well, he has a figurine.
Yeah, he has a little figurine.
Yeah. So at what point does
they didn't show any of him?
He arrive? I don't know. But no, I'm really interested in it. The first person view though is going to take an adjustment period for sure. But yeah, I love the initial look that we've been able to watch today.
It looks so impressive. Like what they do with the RE engine is just really, really good. Like the character models and like you were saying, the lighting on the gold and the chandelier.
That's what I mean by atmospheric. It really drew me in, and I suppose that's why they showed that piece then, because you're getting that view of what you're investigating, I suppose, or where you're investigating. So I'm really curious to see. I think I kind of mentioned it before, but that's obviously what it looks like at the beginning. So as you venture through the story, how it all starts to fall apart, and perhaps how that would look also in those rooms and whatnot, what the design will look like then. But also the sound design, I thought that was really amazing. Like with the headset on, you really got that sense of eeriness, I suppose.
And like when those daughters showed up.
Yeah, the way it traveled through.
Yeah.
And even in that location, I'm assuming under the castle, where they're in that cave system or dungeon area. And those figures come out and they're making those funny sounds. Like, it just sounded really good. I'd highly recommend, if you didn't get a chance to listen to it with a headset on, just to try it at the very least, because it really added to that mood, I suppose. Good. Yeah.
And I like how, because for me, like Resident Evil, a lot of it is zombies and the undead, but like I like what they're doing with this because
they're like expanding.
Yeah, but even in the first one, like you had like a giant snake and stuff, so it's not always been zombies. It's just always been like that supernatural twist on things. So you had like the giant snake. You've had giant spiders and mutant fish things, and then even like 4 onwards, you're dealing with a different form of parasite. So I like how they're not just sticking with the one sort of enemy type formula story sort of thing.
Yeah.
I like how even though they've kind of weaved in and out of all sorts of different supernatural type enemies and stories, we haven't really seen one that's like this.
And I'm really curious, coming from someone who hasn't played from the get-go, with those overlaps of different supernatural enemies and whatnot, how the story is going to encompass all of them and explain what's going on. Because I heavily draw on my Resident Evil knowledge through the movies that came out.
Yeah.
So I know that there is some relevance, but obviously it's not completely relevant. So I've been enjoying coming in from the remake and starting to get a bit of a different sense of how it all works in the Resident Evil world.
Yeah. I really want to know what Chris's involvement is, because in the last one, when you're playing as Ethan, it didn't really seem like it was connected at all to the series. But you see like articles or whatever, readings that were like, oh, maybe it is kind of thing, until then at the very end, a certain character appears in a certain organization, and you're like, hang on a sec, like, what's going on here? It has to be connected then. So I wonder if this will expand on that even more and kind of make those links and connections.
Like a corporate angle, do you mean?
Kind of,
Okay.
yeah. It'd be interesting to see. But yeah, if you haven't played the last one, I don't want to spoil it, but definitely play it because it's pretty good. Even if you haven't played any Resident Evil game, I think it kind of stands on its own because the story can get pretty convoluted throughout the franchise. It can sometimes be a bit of a mess, but no, it's really good. I'm really looking forward to this. This is definitely one that I'm hoping to play as soon as I can. What are you thinking? Are you gonna play it?
I might play it with you.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah. I feel like I am drawn more to this than 7, I have to say. Maybe it is heavily to do with the location, like the setting. I think that really, the prettiness, for lack of a better word, really spoke to me of that castle environment. And I'm just really curious as to how it all unfolds with the village idea in mind. Those other characters that we saw outside, like one was a giant, I think, or something like that.
Huge dude with a hammer.
Like, I like all of that, which I didn't really see so much of in the previous game. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next in this series.
Yes. But with that being said, please let us know in the comments below what you're looking forward to with Resident Evil Village, and let us know your experience with the franchise prior to this.
Yeah, what was your favourite one in the lead up to it?
But yeah, so that was our reaction for the Resident Evil Village showcase. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to leave a like and subscribe. If you haven't already, you can check us out on Twitch as well. We do quite a bit over there. But yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Bye.